Okay, so we have here titanium white, cerulean blue, and a very small amount of alizarin crimson. So the alizarin crimson is going to go in this area of the sky here, just behind those trees, in here only. It doesn't have to go all the way to the right-hand side, only that way here, only here between the blue and the trees. Just it's a nice addition of a pink in there, instead of having just blue and then greens. Okay, so I'm mixing white, lots of white, touch of alizarin in there, enough to see a light pink, because this is going to dry darker. Yeah. There we go. Let's try from this side. Oh, sorry. Whoops. Okay, from here. Sorry. I'm used to starting from the top part. This is what I'm using right now, is the corner of my brush. The brush is down, but you see, when I'm putting the color, I'm not putting the color all the way. See, that's not the length, the width of the brush. The color, I'm using just a corner for now.
Well, is there any cerulean in that?
No, not yet, not yet.
Oh, so it's just white that you're using? White
and alizarin crimson. There's alizarin crimson in it, but it's okay. It's a light pink, very light pink.
Got it.
And what I'm doing is I'm pushing this color slowly. Okay, so I don't want a sharp line right here. This is good enough, because when I start putting the blue in there, I don't want to have a deal with a sharp line. Okay. All right, that's good. That's it. That's all we need to do. Now we can, without cleaning the brush, take some cerulean right now and white. Again, it's going to dry darker. That's okay. I will adjust the color. We always do. And now I'm going to mix these two, blend them. So when I get to this part where I have the pink, I'm pushing the blue in softly, very soft, still with the corner of my brush. There. Now I can spread this color, this blue.
Leila, are you seeing the red underneath?
Yes, yes. I can still see the red underneath.
Right.
Well, is there a reason why you haven't taken that crimson all the way across?
Yeah. Yes, because the way the design is, the way the hill is going up on this side and lower on this side. If you take your crimson all the way, you're creating a line behind it that follows that. You want to create like a background of maybe a hint of some kind of clouds in there, right, in the back, clouds. Yeah. And they disappear behind the mountain, because otherwise it doesn't look natural if it's following the mountain, the way the movement is.
Got it.
If you don't press too hard on your brush, you will get a really nice spreading of the color. Don't press too hard. I'm going to go back with the alizarin crimson after. You know, someone asked me once, how do I do this? I spread the color on the canvas and it doesn't shift, or it doesn't, what I do is with my, I'm very, the touch that I put on this, on the canvas is very soft, and I don't press too hard. And I'm using my brush on an angle. It's like when you spread, that's what I said. It's like when you spread butter on a toast. You don't spread it this way. Your knife is down this way and you spread your butter. And if you push too hard, then the butter is going to go out from the other side of the toast. It's not going to stay on the toast. So it's the same idea. Okay, that's good. I'm going to clean my brush. Dry it. Take white. A little bit of alizarin crimson again, because the blue went into the kind of into that alizarin crimson. So I'm going to push it back up. I'm going to take more, put alizarin crimson here, and that will make it look like clouds. Very soft. I don't want to push too hard because the color will lift. It's still not wet. It's still wet. Okay. So, okay, now with the trees, we have so many colors. We don't want to come and work around each green in here. What we're going to do is a general kind of colors in there, where the dark greens are at the bottom, and then you can see that the lighter greens are up. Then you have some of the oranges and yellows in there too, in this area, mostly in this area here. And then this yellow and red goes into the green, but less down at the bottom. Then what we'll do after we added the general kind of suggestion of those trees in different greens, we'll go back and we add some details if we want to add the details in there, like the trees, those trees in here, these ones that you're seeing. Just a bit, not much. We don't want to go into too much detail in there. This, though, in here. So general first, green. So we have here sap green, yellow ochre. If you have leftovers, cerulean blue, use cadmium yellow medium to use to make a green. I'm going to start with sap green.
Sorry, we're making green with the yellow and the blue, or sap
Yeah,
green?
no, I'm gonna use because I have enough blue. I don't want to throw them out. I'm gonna make a green with the blue,
Okay.
but we are going to use sap green and yellow ochre in there as well, both. So you'll see. yellow, cadmium yellow medium, and cerulean blue is a strong green. We don't want to start with a strong green. So what we're doing, I'll show you in a minute. You'll see.
What's
Yes.
the best brush layout?
Oh, it's a flat brush. It's not too small, just enough to give me a texture.
Okay.
It's a flat brush, any flat brush you have. So what I'm going to do is I'll start from the bottom.
So, sorry, which color are you using right now?
Sap green and yellow ochre.
Sap green and yellow.
And I'll start from the bottom. All of the details that I've put in there, the trees and all of this is not gonna, it's not gonna show. It's gonna disappear with the dark green I'm putting in here. I'll add the details after. I'll just put them back on. So what I'm doing, I'm taking sap green and it's over red, which is great because the red is going to change the sap green into more of a earthy green. And sometimes what I do is I'm going to pick up some of the yellow ochre with green, and I'm going to go in and you see, look, you can't see it. Hold on. Let me see. There. See what I'm getting? I'm getting different kind of shades of green in here. And I'm going from down, up. I'm going to layer my greens. This is going to be layering. We want to keep an eye where the dark green is in the reference and where the light green is going to be. There's a very, very dark green behind this house. Because you don't want, the reason I pick up some of the yellow ochre sometimes and put it with the green, because you don't want your green, all of your green the same. Okay, let's take some of the blue and we're going to put some cadmium yellow medium in it. Yep, it's going to be lighter. See how light it is right there, see? That's why I'm keeping it, I'm not using it for now. It's a beautiful green. Cerulean blue and this is not cerulean blue and yellow. Right now I'm still with using sap green, and in some areas I'm adding with sap green my yellow ochre. You don't have to cover the the red completely.
What?
The red. If you see some red, leave it. It's nice. You don't have to cover it completely. That's why the red is there, because there's so much green. We're going to put those oranges over this. Now, what I'm doing right now here, this color, this is yellow ochre, very small amount of cadmium yellow medium and some touch of green, not much, but there's a bit of green in here, actually leftover green on my brush. This is yellow ochre here and cadmium yellow medium. It looks like an abstract.
It does.
Mhm. So this area here, what I'm doing is this right now. I'm still using yellow ochre and cadmium yellow medium. I'm going to bring in, without cleaning my brush, a bit of sap green. This gives me different greens now. I'm getting different greens. Okay, now let's take sap green. Pushing in a bit of the yellow ochre. Yellow ochre makes sap green look more earthy. And touch of yellow on my brush. So in this area, there's not a lot of dark greens in there. So I don't need to really go in with the dark green in here. This is a very good exercise for greens, coming up with different greens.
I always find greens are hard to produce.
They are,
So anyway, yeah.
they are. I also have, actually, I'll go back to this after. I don't want to, let's continue here.
So Leah, you got lighter as you went upwards. So behind the house, it was dark.
Yes.
And then you added the yellow ochre, and then what can you repeat the colors that you used as you moved up?
Yeah, as I moved up, I used yellow ochre with cadmium yellow medium and a touch of green, very light. I mean, whatever leftover green was on my brush. I didn't clean my brush. I just picked up yellow ochre and cadmium yellow medium. I got this color here, this green. The idea is to create a very soft green in the back, different greens in the back and yellows. And then we go back and if we want at that point, add detail or not. Yeah, up to us. I see here more, let's say here in this area, a bit of that green that's more like a olive green. I can take a touch, a very small amount of alizarin crimson that I have on my in here, and then put it with my green, add the alizarin crimson into the green, and then that will give me a beautiful olive or more like a reddish green in there.
Join Marie. Do you go out? Okay, just a minute.
I'm trying not to go into detail right now.
You wanna go out and go poo-poo-poo-poo? No, Mom, take you out. Get the coat on.
Okay, this is good. Gives us a kind of an idea.
You're not using any oranges yet, right?
No, not yet. No, not yet.
Oh, you're so quick.
No, I'm working on a 8x10 and a big brush. That's why you're working on an 11x14. Take your time. You don't have to finish it quickly. Okay, so now we're going to use the leftover green and yellow ochre. Some of the yellow is in here too. Just for the bottom part.
Just green and yellow ochre?
Yeah, whatever the yellows you have and green, just mix them up and with the green and put it in here. We don't need to go too dark down here.
Are you adding
So-
yellow too?
Yeah, I'm using, I had just a bit of leftover yellow. I mixed it with green and that's it. But the rest is this, what I'm doing right now, it's sap green and yellow ochre. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm leaving a very thin line just for me to know where the horizon line is. I can see it.
We're gonna move over the bale. Did you move it over?
I moved it over just a tiny bit in, but you know what? We could move the house if we want. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to move the bale.
Yeah, I moved the house.
Yeah, we could move the house. We could even remove the house. We don't have to, we can do whatever we want.
I'm surprised Austin hasn't said we should put a shark in here. Is he still here?
I don't know. Yes, yes. He is. It's true.
Your color looks so much lighter.
It's not that light. It's not that light. It's darker than what you see. I just need to fix that. The setting a bit, settings of the camera, but it's not that light.
You're going up and down to sort of like be like tree or grass kind of thing, right?
Hmm?
You're going up and down.
Yeah, for now, yeah, I'm up and
like,
down, and
for
then
like,
what I'm doing, I'm doing this. I'm doing this, Josie, after. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so up and down first, but then I kind of go across. That's it. Okay, so we have a very good layer right now. We're gonna need a really light green in here because the bale is, the color of the bale is light. It's a light kind of earthy yellow. So if you put a dark green and then we put this on top, it doesn't look good. So we need to highlight the grass so the value is close of the grass and the bale. So that's a good layer right now.